From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former
different with some big games other than small games. But Monday, Tuesday you're off. I don't know. Maybe Wednesday's the big day. When does it get strong?
Yeah, I mean, I think Wednesday, I mean, that's your first install day. So that's where, it's the first week of practice. And Green Bay, the way Green Bay practices, that's their padded day. So they put pads on now on Wednesdays. So that's a bigger workload day for them. It used to be flipped for us. Pads used to be Thursday. And so that was the heavier day for us. So like a lot of focus would be on Thursday. How they're doing it now is a little bit flipped than we used to do it. But I still think Thursday is a big focus day because a lot of final touches going Thursday, right? Red zone, third down, blitzes, blitz pickup, things like that going on Thursday. And that's a lot of, important things that you put in on Thursday. A lot of mental prep as well with that. So to me, it was always Thursday, and Friday was the final touches on it, right? That's kind of like a jog through, and then Saturday, obviously, you're just trying to get your body back, and then Sunday you go. So for me, it was always Thursday. It was the biggest day of the week. Obviously, like I said, they've changed it when they put pads on to practice. But regardless of the fact, Thursday was always a big day, and it felt like once you got past Thursday, the game was just, it was always pretty much right around the corner. It felt like it was right there. So that's when you had time, right? You had to get your body ready to go, right? Like Thursday, like no matter what, right?
Because you're
whether you had-
hurting every game.
Yes, yes. And obviously Thursday when we were, when I was with the team and the way things were going, like, you had a padded practice Thursday. Thursday was a very physical day. Even with Matt, when Matt was the coach his first year, we still had pads on Thursday, opposite of what he does now. It was a physical day. So like you got done with that day and it was, rushing to get your body back and how fast could you get your body feeling as good as you could while making sure you felt as good with the game plan, and mental prep and studying your individual matchup and all those things to feel good about Sunday, right? Like it was all those little things that you had to do after Thursday to get ready for Sunday. So to me, it was always at that point in time, because Wednesday it was kind of introduction to the team you're playing, introduction to their defense, introduction to the initial run game. The pass protection and the pass game, that doesn't really matter to us.
This is the Brian Bulaga I like.
It's true. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, once we know their structure, right? Once we know the structure of their defense, and we know, are they 3 down, or are they 4 down? We know how we want to block that, right? Like it's basic to us how we want to block it with our protection rules. Like we don't need to be re-explained every week how to block a 4-man front, a 3-man front. Like get us out of there once you tell us, the basics of their fronts and their defense and their structure. Like that's why the wide receivers and the tight ends and the backs and the quarterbacks stay in there once we go through the run game, because we don't want to listen to you talk about the pass game, because I don't really care what your routes are for the next 45 minutes. It's the truth. I mean,
I understand it's the truth. Not everybody tells the truth. Here's what I wanted to ask you as you were telling us the truth, and we appreciate this, by the way. Say there's a rookie in the offensive line, maybe it's happened, that you really like. Now, a rookie's not going to know the rules or how things roll.
Yep.
What would you tell him? Like I was going to ask you, how do you know when a coach is really mad? Or, what would you say to a rookie? Say, okay, understand this. Like if something happens and he's where you go, nah, okay, he yells at you on Monday or whatever. It's not that big. If this happens, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, I always looked at it when – and this kind of goes for young guys in general, right? Like I always looked at it first and second year players.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a lot of patience for rookies, especially early in training camp. But as you start to get in season, right? As you start to get into season, you've made the team. It's when they start to tell you things more than once, right? Like,
ooh, yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing more than once. So if you get corrected in practice and all of a sudden 5 plays later, they're correcting the same thing again, and then a team period goes by and you do okay, and then the next team period comes through and he's correcting you on the same thing again, it's going to be bad in the meeting room. It's going to be bad because now he's corrected you about 3 times on the same coaching point, and you have not understood what he is telling you. And as a professional, like, that's a problem. Like, you don't understand what he's telling you, and that's a big deal. So there's either 2 things, right? Like, and that's what it comes down to is you either can't learn what he's teaching you, like the concept, or you can't execute the fundamental. Like it's one or the other, right? Like, so because if you were winning,
like being a good parent. It's like a kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he wouldn't be correcting you if you were winning the block.
Right.
Like if you were doing good, or like even if you did, even like, because this is the best part about O-line coaches and even coaches in general, right? If you don't do it their way exactly, like the way they coach it exactly, but you're winning and you're doing it at a high level, they may not love it, but you're winning. So
that's your definition of a good coach, I bet. If a coach doesn't accept your way and you're getting it done, that's not a good coach, right? That's a sign of a coach who's obsessed with himself or power hungry or something.
Yes, it's his
All right.
way or the highway, and
Yeah.
you can't fit my mold, so you're out. Like, that to me is garbage. Like, that's bad.
If the result is good.
Yes.
All
if
right,
the result is if the result is good and you're not doing it exactly his way, he's not going to say anything to you. Yeah, in the meeting room he may go, "Hey, like, just watch your right hand. It's a little outside. I'd like to see it." And okay, like, you got it. 10 like, I got you. But if you're not doing it his way and you're losing constantly and then you lose again and then it's going to be bad. Like, it's going to be bad. And then, like, you may look to the veteran and like, there's been times we've been in meeting rooms and, like, I mean, I'll just use myself for an example, and he'll be like, "Well, Bulaga doesn't punch." And then they'll be like, "Well, Bulaga has been playing for X amount of years. He doesn't have to do that. And he's shown he doesn't do that. So don't mention yourself with that. Like, don't worry about what Bulaga does. Don't worry about that." Like, and that's like what young guys like. Don't measure yourself to someone else. Like, don't do that. Like, it's a bad thing, right? Like,
I get it.
Don't measure, like, and that's what drives coaches nuts, because, like, the last thing I would have ever done as a rookie would have been like, Coach Campen, Mark Tauscher or Chad Clifton does this, so I kind of want to do what they want to do, but I don't have any track record of doing what I want to do, work in the NFL. So, I'm just going to do what I want to do. No, that's not how that works. That would have drove them nuts. So, like, it's just a matter of like that's, to me, was what I found drove coaches insane. Like, it and you could see the temperature boiling on them through a practice or through a meeting when it went that way. But again, and you hit it too, like, great coaches that I always found a way to allow players to play within themselves and what works for them within, like, what they coach well, right? Like, if a good coach coaches a certain way and a player does something that may be opposite of that or doesn't fit perfectly, he'll find a way to make both things work for both guys, right? For the player and for the coach, that will benefit the scheme and the player and the coach, so that everything works together. Because if the coach only goes, man, if you don't fit into what I want you to do, you're out of here. Like, that's ridiculous. Like,
and you've experienced that, I'm guessing you've experienced it. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. I've heard stories of it too, guys in other places.
And you just shake your head. You go, okay.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And, like, to me, that's that. I mean, well, first of all, that's why I have such high respect for the current coaches in Green Bay. Like, I got a ton of respect for Matt LaFleur. I have a ton of respect for Adam Stenavich, because he came from San Francisco and he came into that O-line room.
So you believe the Packers can win a Super Bowl with Matt LaFleur as a head coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Matt came in with a certain type of way that he wanted to play and the way he wanted things to look. Stenavich came in from the 49ers with the way they played with the offensive line, and he came into our room, and we were all used to playing the way we played. Bakhtiari and Corey and, Billy Turner came in from Denver. So, like, we had a bunch of guys and he didn't try to force us to do it one way. And Matt didn't try to say, come into our room and go, "Hey, you got to do it this way or you guys are out." Like, no, it was letting us kind of adapt to the way they wanted to do it, but not changing us completely, that we were, like, out of our element. That we just couldn't do it, because we had been playing a lot of snaps in the NFL for a long time, and we had found a way to somehow win, right? Like, somehow win blocks over our NFL career, that you're just not going to take that and throw it away, right? You got to somehow take the scheme you want to run with the guys that you have and adapt to it, right? Like, they wanted to run a wide zone scheme. You have the athletes and the guys up front that can run it. No, it wasn't exactly. They had to change a lot of the things and mindset that we used to do, and it was awkward for a while for us. Right?
It's easy to understand what you're saying. It's hard, I would say personally, for people on the outside to believe that you could have a coach that's such a knucklehead. But people have to understand that in that sense, it's real life, like a normal job, or you don't know the connection between the head coach and this person and all the different factors. But
yeah, The ego. It's ego.
Yeah.
It's ego in the NFL. Like, that's the problem, is it's the ego. And when you have good coaches like that, literally, like, and that's, like, again, that's why I feel so strongly about the coaches there. Like, obviously now Butkus is the O-line coach there now. And, like, he was the assistant O-line coach when I was there my first year, and he's stayed there. Like, these are good football coaches, man. Like, they're good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
listening. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know the range. I'm not entirely surprised. I'm just. I would assume I'm like players who would go, "This isn't high school. This isn't even college. This is the pros. How the hell did this guy get this far? Being like this, right?"
Well, yeah, and guys sniff that out.
Yeah,
guys will sniff. Yeah, guys will sniff that out, and you'll get a rebellion from the veterans. Like, you just will. Like, if guys find coaches inauthentic, like, they will sniff that out, and it will be a bad clash in that room. Like, it just won't work. And that was never the case in our room. Like, I mean, it was a great room, and it's probably still a great room. Like, and from everything I've heard, it is a great room. And to me, like, that's the key to a great coaching staff, a great relationship.
And it's the essence of a good coach to hire those kind of people. Like, if a head coach hires somebody, you go like, this, what the heck was he thinking? I hate to interrupt you because you're going to have to end now, because we have Brian Bulaga and Jason Wilde coming up with discussion of injuries. And that is the most important segment of the day, and that is next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've got an issue on northbound 4394 right in the Marquette. The left lane is blocked with a crash, so watch out for backups. We're seeing them starting from about Lincoln all the way into the Marquette. Southbound 43 backing up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to about the National Avenue area. Westbound 94 backing up from 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got a crash off on the right shoulder right in the stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 39. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy. Slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
The fact that Aaron Rodgers got to experience the opposite side, having heard the Go Pack Go chants on road games when he was the Packers quarterback.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I think they should have done the wave in honor of taking over the stadium. And
that would have been fun.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink Carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Muskego senior running back Jackson Nemec. In a rivalry showdown with McQuantico, Nemec scored 4 first-half touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 on a 46-yard catch and run, and 1 on a punt return to give Muskego a 35-0 lead at the break. The Warriors would go on to win 38-21, clinching an outright Classic 8 conference title for the first time since 2022. That monster night only adds to a dominant senior campaign. Coming into Week 9, Nemec was averaging nearly 11 yards per carry on just 65 attempts with 8 touchdowns on the ground, and has emerged as the team's leading receiver as well. Nemec's terrific season thus far has garnered the attention of Division I football programs. Congratulations to Muskego's Jackson Nemec, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
We will get Jason Wilde momentarily. He is currently on assignment. So I can mention 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities, Bark River, 300 acres. If you know 3 Pillars and you listen to me, at 300 acres, that's a city endowment, so they can take care of everyone. Top-ranked full continuum community offering active adult and independent living, or assisted living and memory care, or skilled nursing and rehab. They cover all levels, and that's where your amazing staff is probably the most important thing, because most don't have 300 acres. You've been there. People love it. All the things they can do. 300 acres. Get all the info at 3pillars.org. They're still working on Jason Wilde, and that allows me to ask Brian Bulaga, because he'll be on in a second, defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, about Hobbs. Isn't benched. Okay, if you bench a player, how do you say he isn't benched? He's no longer benched, or what? This is when I'd love to be there. Okay, he isn't benched. Was he benched last game? Somebody who's a starter and was in, I believe, 6 plays. What would a player say, Brian?
If you were a starter and you only played 6 plays, I would say that, yeah, you were probably told that you're done for the day.
And have you ever observed that? Do you ever remember? I mean, I always ask you because it comes with the offensive line. Somebody who was a starter, and then the next game they played 6 plays, and
from an offensive line standpoint,
or would you know that of the week based on practice? Right? Wouldn't you assume? Would you assume in practice that Hobbs knew last week I might not be playing much? Valentine's going to play. Right.
Correct. You would know. You would know that from practice. So that's not a surprise on game day. So you would.
But we don't know that. No one's going to know that unless the coach tells you. And we know maybe it was different when you played, but now coaches like to hide everything. Not to me recognizing how much benefit that there is, but they know there's no benefit for them to know. Anything they don't know is going to require some sort of adjustment, which you'd prefer they have to make, right? And it's.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, it's that. It's for sure that. And obviously, with the way, I guess, players could be disgruntled.
Oh, yeah. Hobbs could have said something last week.
Yeah, you don't want to disgruntle players throughout the week. So maybe throughout the week, the reps that were given could have been split somewhat even throughout the week.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Obviously, I have no idea. And that decision was made Saturday in the hotel, right? Like that was something that got made in the hotel Saturday. I don't know. But from an offensive line standpoint, that's made Wednesday.
Right, because you're going to practice that you're never surprised. You were never surprised game day, correct?
No, never.
Yeah. All right, we got Jason Wilde ready, so I'm off to the cot. It was hard talking with you, Brian. Normally it's easy, but lying on the cot, it's much more difficult to be focused. Take it away, Jason. However, Brian does introduce you because he's nice.
Jason, good evening. Are you okay? Are you doing good?
I'm doing good, yes, sir. I was walking the dogs, and I didn't feel my phone vibrating in my pocket. Sorry to keep you waiting, and sorry to force you to talk to Homer even more than you already would have had to.
No, that's all right. That's all right. So, I guess, Homer and I were talking about what Hafley said about Hobbs not being, in quotation, benched. Is that, what is that whole dynamic and scenario? Is that something that's fluid? Is that not fluid? What is that?
No, look, he went from playing all the snaps to playing 4 snaps while CV, Carrington Valentine, played 62 out of the 63 snaps. Brian, I would ask you, if you played all the snaps one week and then you played 4 snaps the next and somebody else played your position for 62 snaps, what would you call that?
I would call that taking a seat.
Bench.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. So to me, that's what occurred. And whether or not, we want to use euphemisms or make him feel good and make it clear that, he's still an important part of what we do. Yeah. But I thought actually Hafley, I thought what he said was really interesting after that, which was basically about adversity. And, the girls hear me talk about this all the time. Carrington Valentine faced some adversity too, right? This is a guy who started 14 games as a rookie 7th-round pick, started a bunch of games last year, and suddenly now, let's be honest about the adversity he was facing. He's probably sitting there on the bench while Nate Hobbs is playing as much as he has, going, I'm better than this dude. Why are they playing this dude ahead of me? And again, this is the kind of the dynamic that, and obviously you know far more about it from the NFL perspective than I could ever know. But there are guys that get mad and sulk. And in Carrington Valentine's case, according to Jeff Hafley anyway, he worked his ass off and got when they decided to make a change, he played really well. Even the touchdown that they get late, the one that Homer doesn't count in the score, even that play, he fought for that, and that was awfully close to being an incomplete pass. And so, I've always liked Valentine. I think he's a good player. He's not in the pantheon of great 7th-round picks yet with Scott Wells and Mark Tauscher and Donald Driver and Adam Timmerman, but he's been pretty darn good. And I don't see them making a change this week, based on what he did in the game and assuming they're sharing snaps in practice. So he deserves to play more, and he earned that opportunity, and Hobbs let it go. So I don't know why we had to pretend that he didn't get benched, though. I don't know what else you would call that. I really don't.
So, you know how this works, Jason. I know how this works, too. You bring in a big money guy in free agency, and, we're talking 7-8 games in. Yeah, you play 4 snaps in a game. What's the role then going forward for said player that got brought in for big money? There has to be a role.
There does, and I do think they have a package where they move Bullard to safety, and then they take Williams out, and they still play nickel, but they don't bring they leave Williams off the field, and they play Hobbs inside, which is certainly one way that they could go to give Hobbs a role as a nickel guy. But right now, he doesn't deserve it, right? And look, I respect the fact that he talked to us, right? Because a lot of times guys don't do that after something like that has happened. But in this case, he did. And I respect that. But he said, it was only just a couple of plays. Well, I guess technically it was, but they were pretty big plays. And there was at least one instance where he played the wrong coverage. He was supposed to be in zone and he played man. Again, you tell me, but that's a pretty good way to get yourself whatever he was if he wasn't benched.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I guess I'll go to what I'm always interested in, because Thursday's a big day. What, from an injury standpoint, how's the team looking? Everyone, Van Ness obviously is a no-go, I would have guessed. Besides that, what's everyone else looking like?
So he won't go. Wicks won't go. He didn't practice today again. They're definitely going to go with McManus as the kicker. So your guy Lucas Havrasik continues to face an uncertain future.
But he's collecting that check.
He is. Yes, $49,000 a week. So someday he'll make as much as Homer. But
not likely.
I just want to make sure. I just want to see if he was still awake over there on the cot. But the big one to me is that they added Quay Walker today with a calf. And
calves are bad. A guy named Bulaga told me about that.
I don't like calves.
And yet the good news is, in one instance at least, I thought the same thing about Jacobs, and then he ended up playing. He's not, it's apparently not a factor. So
it's different.
That's
it's
the case
different
for Quay.
It's just different though. Backs and linebackers and how they have to, what they're doing. One's going backwards and backpedaling, and then going forward and exploding, going back and forth. Like, it's just a different.
Great point.
It's just different dynamics. I'm just that that just makes me nervous about linebackers, And didn't he have it? What did he hurt last year at the end? Was that his ankle?
Yes, and he came back. And look, I know that there's people that aren't big Quay Walker fans. I really like him. I can. One of the things that he and I had one of my favorite conversations I've ever had in the locker room about, and I could identify with it because I'm kind of the same way, that he was so hard on himself when he didn't measure up, and we talked about how that just makes it worse, right? I mean, I had a good coach that kind of taught me that. Like, it's great that you're conscientious, Jason, and that you feel bad when you make a mistake, but you know what that causes you to do? Make another mistake and make another one. And the girls hear me all the time use next play or next shot or whatever it is. And Quay Walker was really hard on himself. And I don't think people understood it because he doesn't talk to us very often. And what they remember from his rookie year was him losing his temper twice and getting kicked out of games for having physical contact with someone who wasn't even playing in the game, right? That's the crazy thing. Like, it was a practice squad tight end in Buffalo, and then it was the team doctor for the Lions. And so, we were just talking earlier this week about how Hafley was talking about how he's playing at an elite level. Then he had that incident with DK Metcalf where he just took it, and that was a huge penalty in the game. So I hope that this is a minor thing for him because he hurt that ankle in Seattle. He was playing the best football he's ever played for these guys. And then when so he misses the final 3 regular season games, comes back for that playoff game against Philly, and he just was nothing close to the guy he'd been before the ankle injury. So to me, he is such a vital piece of what they do that this would make I'm with you, Blue. This would make me nervous that he's been added for today.
Yeah, I would agree, and because I think he and Cooper, and again, he and Cooper really do a good job inside there. Like, those two guys play off each other so well. I think those two guys in there are really a good pair, and they play fast. They're downhill. They're physical. I mean, they're really good. So I'm hoping that they are very careful with a calf injury on a linebacker that's very active linebacker. So that to me that's something to look for sure. Like, that is definitely something to look for. Besides that, I mean, so Jacobs is clear, so no worries there. Are we? Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw a little bit today on Matt's presser. He was getting after people about the targets again. Or are we back on the targets? Yeah. Matt was going on targets again today. So is he answering questions about that every day now?
Well, he feels like he is anyway. I did a screen recording of that, and we played it on our show, and I'll send it to you so you can hear the whole thing if you missed some of it. I thought Matt was great on it because I thought what came through with the way he talked about it is that he really does believe in this idea of getting everyone involved, and it keeps it creates harmony in the locker room. But the problem is, and if I had been there instead of on the air, I would have said this to him. Like, that's great. It's kind of like his philosophy about other things. Like, he wants to believe that all the guys see this through the same prism he does, which is, hey, isn't it better to have, a bunch of guys getting 3 targets or 4 targets than having one guy get 10, one guy get 9, and then everybody else get 1 or 2? He believes that there's value in getting guys involved. The problem is that it's a fool's errand, because you're never going to be able to make that many people happy. I mean, remember, they didn't have Wicks this week, and they won't have him for this game either, and Reed is on IR. Like, that's 2 fewer good players that you have to try and get the ball to also, right? And so, like, it's almost good that they're not available, because that's 2 fewer guys you have to keep happy. But, look, I don't know if Golden's happy or not. He did not talk in the locker room today. I don't know if he'll talk tomorrow or not. Again, I don't know, as we talked about, you and I don't know what it means to deactivate your Instagram account. I would miss seeing Abby and the kids and what they're up to if you did that. But at the same time, like, if that's an indicator that he's not super happy, then I'm not entirely surprised, right? Because that's a process of understanding, okay, well, this is how it works in the NFL. But, he had that game against Cincinnati where he had 3 catches, but it was for 86 yards, right? And a really clutch one late in the fourth quarter. This game, he had 3 catches for 4 yards. And by the way, if he's not frustrated and unhappy with that, then I don't want him, because then he's not a competitor. Yeah. So, but Matt LaFleur believes in this philosophy and believes in having this many guys. He lived through 2022 when Alan Lazard, God bless him, wonderful guy, former teammate of yours, was their number 1 wide receiver. And that was criminal. That was ridiculous that they played a season that way. And Rodgers' final season with the team. So he likes having all these options. He understands that Tucker Kraft needs to be the number 1 option more often than other guys. But beyond that, he wants to get everyone involved. I just, what's the old saying? Because I have this problem too. When you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. I think for LaFleur, it'll be, if you try to please everybody, at least you'll please Tucker Kraft, but not everybody else.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. Window Nation, I like them. 90% customer satisfaction. That's certainly more important. And they can do it now. Or as I like to say, when you think of Window Nation, right now. They can install in 1 day, depending on the size of the job. And that's important given we're close to that time of the year when you need the new windows. And they can do it right now. October is here. You got old windows, as I said, back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. This month, you got a day or so left. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, a big deal. Don't miss out. Free windows, 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, before October 31st to get started. I think you still got tomorrow. You need to do it right now. You're not doing it right if you don't go with Window Nation. Third quarter with Brian Bulaga next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 94, we do have a crash on the right shoulder right in the stadium interchange. You're looking at about delays starting from about 20th Street all the way to that point. More delays beyond the zoo, though, all the way across the county line to about Sunny Slope Road. Eastbound slowing down from Highway 164 all the way past Barker. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the stadium. We've also got an issue on northbound 4394 right in the Marquette. The left lane still blocked with a crash there. And so delays coming all the way up, oh my goodness, from before Oklahoma Avenue all the way into the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 39. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, a slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started. Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit 3 Pillars with living longer.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by 2 locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bucks at home tonight against Golden State. Yes, Steph Curry in town. Tune into the Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Go behind the scenes of Giannis' Emmy-nominated documentary. Hear about the true origins of Bucks and Six and more. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher. The Packers are favored. Pebble, what is it, like 30 points?
13 and a half.
13 and a half. We got to check how many times a team, Institute Go to Work, how many times a team favored by 13 and a half at home loses. I'm going 5. I'll go 8%. Pebble, what do you think?
It's got to be at least maybe a little bit higher than that. I'd probably say 12%.
12%. 13 and a half home favorite. How often that team loses. Brian Bulaga, you have a percentage? I say 8. You say, Pebble says 12.
I'm going to say a 13 or more point favorite. How many times do they lose?
Correct.
I'm going to say 5%. I'm going to say 5%.
All right.
5%.
And to me, all these things, I like people to know because
They need to know what it means if they lose. As reflective, you had the great line, and maybe it's one you've used the coach, but you said this is a key, and I wrote down it wasn't majority. It's starts with an M. It was like maturity. This is a maturity indication. No one questions how good the team is or can be, but a mature team or a team moving in that direction, they just win this game.
Yeah. This is a sign of maturity.
Yeah.
Like that to me is what this shows if they go in there. And I'm not saying they need to win by 13 and a half or more. Like, that's not what I mean. Now, do I think they can? Absolutely.
There has to be. You will judge this, and I'll learn this. You will let us know with how much time you need to be comfortable to be impressed when the majority win. To be comfortable with the 60 seconds left. No, it's got to be sooner than that. I would say you would guess something like you should feel like with 10 minutes to go in the game, 8, 9 minutes, somewhere in there, the game's over.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you should feel, by 10 minutes in that fourth quarter that, like, this is done and wrapped.
Yeah, you decide who's going to play. Guys, you can rest somebody, right? You talked about that.
Yep, it's done and wrapped. You're the LaFleur and Stenovich, they're on the mics talking about when are we taking Jordan out, when are we taking Jacobs out, when are we rotating Zach Tom, when's Tucker Kraft getting pulled, when's Micah Parsons getting pulled. That's the conversations you want to be having with 10 minutes left in the fourth. That to me, like when you talk about this football team, those are the steps that you want to start seeing from them, because like to me, all we keep hearing is like they're a young team, they're young. Okay, whatever. But like eventually they start to mature, right? Like they have to start to mature. And those are the signs that you start to see when they start just taking care of business. They just start to beat the teams they need to beat, and they beat them handily. And I think like when you beat Pittsburgh the way you do on the road against Aaron and all the emotion of that and the way you did it in the second half, when you've been struggling in the second half as a team, right? Like by all accounts, you've been struggling in the second half as a team, and you put it all together. That's like the momentum swing, right? Like that's like the light bulb moment, right? And now it's like, okay, like that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. And then you just start doing that. Like that's what it should just feel like and look like all the time, like constantly. Like that was the first half of football that I think we could all say that looked like what we should see all the time. From
that, see it in the first half, not the second half.
I would like to see them jump out like that right away.
Yeah,
like you jump on Carolina like that in the first half. It's going to be done before you even know it. Carolina's going to quit. They're going to quit. They don't want any part of that. Like, I mean, they just don't. I mean, and listen, like I said, Carolina, they're 4-4. They've won football games, right? Like they got fight in them. Like if you allow them to hang around, you're going to allow them to build a little confidence. You don't want that. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing that kind of happened in Cleveland. You don't want to allow a team to get a little confidence. So if you jump on them like you did to Pittsburgh in the second half and the first half, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. And that's the thing that teams that are mature and they understand and they know how good they are, and it's not just, we could turn it on and off. No. Like you turn it on right from the start. You turn it on right from the start, and you pedal to the metal right from the get-go, lay it on them. You're at home, and you take care of business from the start. And by the time you get to the middle of the third, this thing's done. It's done. And there's no more fight left in the team. You want, like I've always talked to you about, you feel D linemen quit. Like you feel teams quit. That's what you want to feel.
What was the most number of games in any one season where you felt like that happened?
I mean, 2011, it happened all the time.
That's good point. Yes.
2014, it happened all the time. The back half of 2016, it happened all the time when we went on that run.
Mm-hmm.
It just you.
So it's like, got to kill you that you didn't get even to a Super Bowl in any of those seasons, because you were certainly, by your standard, worthy of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest. It's probably the only, you talk about sporting wise, the only regret, right? Like, I mean, and obviously, it's you can look at it. I mean, not a personal one, right? Like it's like you hanging on yourself,
right, and
but like
that's not. You don't care what everybody else thinks. This is what you know and you think.
Yeah,
100%.
Like, and you could ask any lineman you could ask Lindsley, Bakhtiari, Sitton, Lang, Billy Turner in 19. We got teams to quit. Like, I mean, LaFleur's first year, like when we started to roll in that season, when you get teams to quit, it is the ultimate like feeling in the world. Like you just get them to quit
because you know they're pros and you have respect for them.
Yeah, well, yeah, you understand and the thing is, it's not just against a team of nobodies. Like you're looking at respectable players. Like you're looking at high-end football players that you're doing it against, and you get them to quit, and it's a very satisfying feeling. And I mean, and the thing about it is, when you get to do it multiple times in a season, it makes you very disappointed that you're not able to raise something very important at the end of it. Yeah,
because that's a sign to you of how good you are.
Yeah.
All right, we'll break, and then the fourth quarter. More from the doctor of football, Brian Bulaga. That's because he watches games twice. If I were Brian Bulaga and I had the same experience he had, I don't ever need to watch it twice. I lived it. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
What does the skeleton say before dinner? A bon appetit. And why did the ghost go to the bar? For the booze. Yeah, Halloween jokes can be corny. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've provided the most spooktacular selection and savings in town. From skull-shaped vodka bottles and pumpkin cream liqueurs to adult trick-or-treat bags and your favorite seasonal wines and beers. We've got the spirits to get you in the spirit. Combine our selection with everyday low prices and 2 convenient locations, and Discount Liquor is the one trick-or-treat stop you can't skip. Discount Liquor, locally owned and family operated with 2 locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine. See all of our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
The 5-1-1 Green Bay Packers are in first place of the NFC. And on Sunday, they return home and welcome the 4-4 Carolina Panthers to town. Don't let the records fool you. The Packers heavy favorites in this game. 12.5 points as of Thursday, according to Potawatomi Sportsbook. Head coach Matt LaFleur says he's not really worried about the idea of a trap game, though.
I'm not worried about it. We've got enough to worry about just within ourselves and a lot of growth in front of us.
It's Packers-Panthers, noon on Sunday at Lambeau Field. Green Bay Game Day has your pregame coverage beginning at 9 a.m. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because you have a manly truck that you do manly things with, and you don't want the truck bed getting all beat up. You want Rhino Liner by Z-Bart to keep your truck bed man-proof. So man up and ask for Rhino Liner by Z-Bart.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Muskego senior running back Jackson Nemec. In a rivalry showdown with Mukwonago, Nemec scored 4 first-half touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 on a 46-yard catch and run, and 1 on a punt return to give Muskego a 35-0 lead at the break. The Warriors would go on to win 38-21, clinching an outright Classic 8 conference title for the first time since 2022. That monster night only adds to a dominant senior campaign. Coming into Week 9, Nemec was averaging nearly 11 yards per carry on just 65 attempts with 8 touchdowns on the ground, and has emerged as the team's leading receiver as well. Nemec's terrific season thus far has garnered the attention of Division I football programs. Congratulations to Muskego's Jackson Nemec, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Baby got a dress on. To Brian Bulaga momentarily. Got to mention the Higher Love Cannabis Company, located 9 seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. That would be 9 seconds in a car. Walking, I don't know, probably a little more than 9. Higher Love Cannabis Company, organically grown, locally owned. Higher Love Cannabis Company, the best in the Midwest. Award-winning, trusted, organically grown, locally owned. Great stop before or after the game on your way through town, less than an hour from Green Bay. Higher Love Cannabis Company, less than an hour from Green Bay, 9 seconds in a car across the border, Menominee, Michigan. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD. Findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. With Brian Bulaga. Brian, this is an unfair question, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
Matt Rule, the head coach at Nebraska, just got a contract extension, 90% guaranteed. His buyout, if fired, is $71 million. Pebble's our expert. Pebble, he hadn't done anything in Nebraska, right?
No, they were expecting a breakthrough year from him this year. No, but he hasn't. They haven't beaten a top 25 team in like 8 years, I think.
I mean, Kirk Ferentz, man, he needs a $50 million raise or something. Explain to me, if you can, or start looking, what the hell is going on? Coaches that have done nothing have a buyout at $71 million.
Well, because Nebraska wants to keep him, and they don't want him to go this cycle to somewhere else.
Do they want him that badly?
Apparently they do, yeah.
Oh, okay. You should get into coaching. You should get into college coaching, Brian. Well, then you wouldn't be on the show anymore.
It's the best job in America, clearly. I mean, you cannot win anything and make how much money is he averaging a year now?
Yeah, and he can lose and still get $71 million.
Yes. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean,
yeah.
And that's the thing with all these guys getting fired. You get paid to be mediocre.
Right, and I don't know if they know the system is such that they can't win, and they basically said, I can't figure. I don't know, but I've never, ever in my life, and I don't know if you have heard of coaches being paid so much to not coach.
Yeah, these ADs and boosters are losing their minds.
Yeah.
They really are. They're losing their minds, and they're paying way too much money to hold on to guys that haven't won anything.
And it has to be the boosters, because I can't believe the schools have that much money. Or college football's making that much money. I don't know, right? I mean, schools can't have that much money. Somebody has to say.
Yeah, the boosters have to pay it out. 100% the boosters have to get together and pay out that money at the elites. No doubt.
All right. Brian Bulaga, he'll work on it along with the Institute. Next.
All right. Well, we got southbound 41 backing up from before Good